This year, you're going to be really busy this weekend, Brad.
Yeah, tomorrow's a packed house. We're going to be doing a lot of things tomorrow, but up early at First Ward Park should be beautiful out there. The forecast, Jane, looks great. You might want the light jacket early on tomorrow, but then once that sun comes up, we might even have a little bit of fog, so don't be deterred by that cloud cover. The sun is going to come out eventually, and we'll be back into the upper 60s and low 70s, especially by the end of that walk, 3-mile walk through the Elizabeth neighborhood. Now, what's ahead this week? Well, we're going to see warm and dry conditions this weekend, staying dry, no rain in sight, and maybe a cold front and rain late next week. I think that's what we're looking forward to next week for people who like cooler weather and some rain. Now tonight with the clear skies, if you missed it last night, it's the full harvest moon. It was technically full this morning at 5:57 a.m. So last night was actually fuller than what you're going to see tonight, but it still looks great. It'll be rising in the eastern sky after sunset, which sunset is at 7:11 tonight. Now tomorrow, beautiful day. No matter what you have planned, it'll be a great fall weekend. Temperatures in the low 80s across the board. Boone checking in the mid 70s. Even for the mountains, it'll be kind of warm for this time of the year. If you're heading up there, we're starting to see the fall color, but it's behind schedule. Typically above 5,000 feet, this would be the peak weekend. Well, we're probably only going to see moderate color at the highest elevation. So give it another week. The one thing about this type of weather, the week we're going to have ahead, the warm days, the cool nights, that really drives the color out of those leaves, and you're going to see some great conditions, I think, developing, especially by next weekend. I'd put it by a week and a half behind schedule. So 5,000 feet next weekend might be close to peak, if not at least close to high color. High pressure in control is going to give us these huge swings in temperature from day to night. We're going to see low 80s by afternoons, but the mornings and evenings will be in the upper 50s, even mid 50s in some of those cool spots. Remember, the daylight hours are actually shorter than the nighttime hours right now. So even when it's warm during the day, the fact that you go 12 plus hours with no daylight, you're still going to cool down the night pretty decently, especially with dry air in place. Rain chances, again, nothing in sight until maybe next week, and that's the first signs of maybe a cold front. The problem is, even this cold front, which you'll see late next week, doesn't have a lot of moisture, but at least we get a cold front. The big part of this is it is a cold front. Look at the ridge. You see the ridge over the eastern half of the country? Look at all that heat. But by late next week, the cooler air starts to filter in, and by next weekend into next Monday, we could see 40s and maybe 30s for lows in the mountains. So a real sign of cooler weather, definitely a pattern flipper as we go into next weekend. This weekend, though, lots of sunshine. That's the good news for all your outdoor activities. Panthers game. Grab the sunscreen. If you sit on the north side of the stadium, you're going to be sitting in sun the entire time. So it'll be much hotter than these temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. Your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, there's all the 80s. So wall-to-wall 80s there in the 7-day. But let's go 10 days into the future and give you a sneak peek at that pattern change. Upper 70s by next weekend, but look at next Monday. Low 70s for highs, morning lows in the 40s. So some of the first 40s we're seeing for low temperatures, but that's still 8 to 10 days out, Jane.
There's fall right there.
Yeah.
All right, still to come tonight.